Okay, everybody, I'm saying goodbye to the Lookout Hostel, which was a great stay. Now you know why they call it the Lookout Hostel. This is off the back side. Got a great view. Very pretty. It's about 5 or 10 minutes after 6, so I'm getting a pretty good start today. Of course, I guess the downside of this hostel for some people might be that it's right on this busy road. However, you know, the bunkhouse is in the basement, and I really didn't hear much road noise last night. Heard a little bit of snoring, but not a lot of road noise. But anyway, today's plan is 14 miles. We're going to head north 14 miles. That takes us into the town of Palmerton. And there is another hostel there that I will take refuge in. And I say that because it's tomorrow and the next day is going to be total rainouts according to the forecast. So, but if I find any break in weather at all during that time, I'll be out there hiking. The good news is that the lady who runs it is also a hiker and also a shuttle driver. So she's very flexible and will take me out whenever I want to pretty much wherever I want to be dropped off. So there's a good opportunity, I think, for me to get some miles and therefore not just completely waste the next couple of days. But I'll probably still get wet, but maybe I can tolerate it for 5 miles or 10 miles or whatever, so we'll see. But that's the plan. We're gonna get back on the trail and get moving. I got a jacket on again today. I think it's 44 degrees, believe it or not. It's almost Memorial Day and it's 44 degrees. But it's not too bad for hiking though, because you start moving and you get warm pretty quick. And I'll take the jacket off here the next hour or so, I'm sure. All right, hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will see you down the trail. Up the hill we go. That's the trail. You see the blaze? There's a blaze on the rock. Well, it gets the heart pumping early in the morning. Anyway, let's see if we just climbed. Hiking into the sunrise. I'm looking down where I'm stepping, find the next rock, but I'm also looking out for any dangers, if you know what I'm talking about. All right, more of the same. Have a great morning. Okay. We got a knife edge, what's it called, knife edge. It's a ridge line walk of rocks. That's where we're going. So let's get it going. I'm glad it's cold today, I'll just say that. I like the cold. I'm hoping rattlesnakes hate the cold, and they're staying in their dens till about 2 o'clock. That'd be good, because I'll be done before 2 o'clock. Well, we're rewarded with a bit of a view for sure. Pretty. All right. Back to the work at hand. Big boulder. Very nice. All right, we might as well finish up this nice edge. And, get across these boulders. Gotta trust in your shoes, that's for sure. On the right track. Oh, this goes on for a while. Oh boy, oh boy. You gotta have some confidence in your balance, that's for sure. Wow. Wow. Sorry, it's probably gonna be a long video, but I don't do this every day. So capturing it for future reference might be important. That's all. Ooh. Might be. Trying to find the next white blaze. It's that way. For sure. One down one way or the other. Because I like this way because there's a tree to hold on to. Move like an antelope now. Okay, let's hope that's the end of all of our fun for this morning. Wow, I'm tired. More pretty views of the valley below. He's got a nice home and farm. Very nice. Okay, everybody, we have made it to the Bake Oven Knob shelter. Bake Oven Knob shelter. I'm not gonna go down there, I don't think. No reason to stop. But it's probably a typical shelter. Looks like an older shelter, probably sleeps about 6 people, I imagine. I just checked the app and we've gone 6 miles. We're making good progress considering the terrain. We're doing a little bit better than 2 miles per hour. Which leaves us 9 miles. Actually, it's 8.9 miles to the road crossing where I'd get picked up. So I shared with the lady who runs the hostel that I'll likely be at that road crossing about 1 o'clock, and she bounced back to me and said that I should take my time because she can't be there to pick me up before 3 o'clock. So that's kind of disappointing. It's a free pickup shuttle. Her hostel's a good ways off the trail, and honestly I don't know that a whole lot of people would go to her hostel if they had to pay for a ride, or they certainly couldn't walk that far. So anyway, my guess is she's probably coordinating it where the people who are behind me, most of which who are still in bed when I left this morning, they probably don't arrive to that pickup point until 3 o'clock. So she's probably trying to gather everybody at one time. It's easier for her. I understand that. So I gotta make some decisions. I could do nothing and just arrive probably 2 to 2.5 hours early based on my current speed and wait. I'm not really good at waiting. I could slow down tremendously, but I only know really one speed, and it's the speed that I go, and it would be awkward to slow down. So I don't see that happening. The other option I would have would be to go ahead and just start walking in her direction between the road crossing And the hostel, there's the town of Palmerton, and I could go ahead and walk into Palmerton. I would assume she'd pick me up somewhere in town, maybe at a McDonald's or somewhere. I could go ahead and get some lunch or something. Seems like a reasonable plan. I might even call that my plan A. So, plan B, because the weather's still good today, is just to keep on hiking. And if the trail was like this, then that would be an easy decision. However, the trail, you're going, basically, when you get to Palmerton, you're in Lehigh Valley, Lehigh Gap. And the climb up out of there is almost vertical. So it's really a difficult climb. And it'll take me some time. And I could probably go ahead and maybe knock out 5 miles, before dark, honestly, because I'll be a lot slower. And let her come and pick me up at the next road crossing north. So that would be a very productive use of my time. However, I really didn't bring a lot of food with me on this trip, snacks, and I don't know if I'm really prepared for a 19-mile day today under those circumstances, meaning that the worst of the hike for today would be at the end, where you're really exerting a lot of effort to make it happen. So I don't know, I got a lot of things to consider. I'll make that hike on plan, my plan B, but I got to get there first, and I got 9 more miles of hiking, and while the trail looks good right now, it may take a turn for the worst. So we'll see. Let's just see what we got in front of us. Bit of a power line view. Power lines. In this case, usually you see power lines that are just well mowed and everything is smooth. No, not in Pennsylvania. A bunch of rocks. It's pretty though. I mean, it's almost like somebody planted the ferns between the rocks, give it a landscape look. I mean, I'm sure that did not happen, but very nice. All right, let's make our way down. I think we're going to end up crossing a road right up about 1/10 of a mile ahead of us. All right, guys, I rounded the corner right here in the middle of nowhere. We are pretty close to a little road crossing I mentioned. It's right up here, actually. But looks like we got some trail magic. And a lot of people have signed it. I don't have a Sharpie, so I probably won't. I can open it. There we go. Okay, so it's got, probably had some water in it, it still has plenty of water in it. And you also have some sodas that are pretty cold. I'm trying to decide. Dr. Thunder. Like a Dr. Pepper knockoff. And we can't beat a Fanta orange. Straight up Coke. How about mellow yellow? Haven't had a mellow yellow in a long time. I think today's the day. Okay, and when you finish your drink, you're supposed to throw your can in there. I'm going to carry mine with me. That was, I read the little sign on there, and it actually said courtesy of Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins was a previous thru hiker who lives in this area and is also the lady who is going to be picking me up today. She runs a hostel, so she comes all the way out here 6 miles from Palmerton and leaves trail magic for other hikers. So that tells you the quality of lady that we're dealing with. So I look forward to meeting her. I've heard nothing but great things, actually. So I'll take the can and give back to her at the hostel. So, all right, very good. Here's the road crossing. Got a little green fella. Okay, so this one I'm not scared about. Sure is green. Yeah. And then if the Geico lizard had a brother that was a snake, or a cousin that was a snake, it would be this guy. He's green. I'm also encouraged that if I can see one that small, then hopefully I can also see one that's a lot bigger and more scary. So yeah, I just checked the app, and I'm about 5 miles out from my destination for my future pickup. So yeah, I'm still on pace to be there about 1 o'clock. So I'll have about a 2-hour wait, assuming I choose to wait. I'm pretty confident I'm not going to hike on. I hate, the weather is so pretty, but again, if the terrain I knew was going to be, pretty easy or average, then I would take that on and go ahead and press on another 5 miles while the sun is shining. But it's one of the tougher spots on the trail, and I think tackling it after doing 15 miles today is probably not my best option. Now, if I had a really good lunch and was able to sit and rest and then tackle it, maybe, and get in by dark or something, but I never planned it all like that, so I'm probably not going to do it like that. So that leads me back to plan A. Plan A being, let's see how far it is into Palmerton, walking distance, and maybe how far it is to the nearest McDonald's or Wendy's or something like that, and use that time to have some lunch and just ask her to swing back by and pick me up there on her way to that outer pickup point. I don't imagine she would mind, as it's actually a shorter pickup for her. So we'll see. We've got some things to consider as we firm up that plan. Anyway, in the meantime, we got 5 miles to walk, and we got more rocks to walk on. Let's keep on pressing on. All right, folks. We came upon a shelter which is right on the trail, so it makes sense to film it. I have no idea how old this place is. This is called the George Outer Bridge Shelter. And man, is this thing old. Look at the construction on this thing. Now looks like a old lodge in Alaska kind of thing. I mean, this is old. Sleeps probably 6, I would guess. You think it has mice? That's where I'd put my money. It says, bear activity is high. Please use caution and carry out your food and your trash. That's pretty standard procedure. Yeah, there is a bear box that says down that way, so that's good that they've got a bear box. So that's terrific. They say this is one of the last places where you have such good access to water. There's a spring here that is very accessible to the trail, and for the next 20 miles going north, there's water, but you have to go off the trail. You have to work for it to get to it. So I've been talking a lot about these next 20 miles, how difficult they are and how rocky and challenging it is. Let's add the fact that there's water, but it's not terribly accessible. So we got to plan, just got to plan accordingly, and we'll get through the next 20 miles no problem, I'm sure. And I'm hoping still yet that maybe there'll be a little bit of break in the weather here in the next couple of days, where we're anticipating rain, and perhaps they'll just open up a window where I can go out and knock out maybe half of that 20 miles. That would be very cool. So we'll see. We'll take whatever we're given and make the best out of it. All right, hope everybody's having a good day, and we'll see you in the big town of Palmerton. We've got less than a mile to our destination. Okay, folks, we came off that ridge there, came down, crossed over the road, and then of course we're on the bridge. Looks like they're doing some construction here, so it's kind of loud. But they've retained a really nice walk area space for pedestrians. And we're just about to cross the river. It's pretty, relatively large size, I would say. See the mountains up above, and yeah, it's full of rocks. Yes, sir. This is the Lehigh River that we're crossing. It's a pretty river, I tell you. You probably can't see it in the camera, but it looks relatively clear here for sure. Real pretty. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here across the river, and then we're going to make a right, and I think we got a road walk for just a little ways down to the pickup point. I have really slowed down. I took some time talking to some people, and I'm still 2 hours early. I don't know. Am I walking too fast or just starting too soon? I don't know. If you can do 14 miles by 12:30, maybe you should just start later. I don't know. But anyway, it's been a good day so far. I hate that, I hadn't planned to do more, and I don't know if I actually have it in me really to go and do more, because essentially what you're climbing, I'm pretty sure on the way out of here, is you're going to be climbing up this really, really rocky, craggy stuff to the top. I believe that is the ridge that's required to be climbed. So, yeah, I don't think I got that in me right now, to be honest with you. I started early, just after daylight, And I think I'm about ready to call it a day, although I know it's awful early. But if I could get some lunch, I'd feel better. All right, so let's see what we get into as we get over here. All right, everybody. I've made it to the parking lot where I'm to be picked up. And I also had communication via text with the lady who's going to be picking me up. And her schedule changed as well, and she's able to come and get me at 2:15 versus 3 o'clock. So I'm going to be waiting a lot less than I first anticipated. So all is good here. Also, I was able to confirm that this rocky crag right here, this nasty thing right past, the trail goes right past the truck right there and then turns right. And that is the mountain that I have to climb. And I know a lot of it is going to be just hand over fist, you know, kind of literally climbing to get up there. So it's pretty nasty, kind of renowned for its nastiness, if you will. So yeah, well, it appears I have time to do something like that this afternoon. Doing that with fresh legs first thing in the morning would be ideal. Doing it not in the rain like is planned for tomorrow would be even better. So we're going to have to wait this rain out and see what the weather looks like, and then ultimately make our best plan to get up that hill. So hope everybody's had a good day. We're going to go into a hostel called the Breezy, I think it's called Breezy Acres Hostel. And I've heard nothing but good things, so I look forward to getting there. I know it's run by a really nice lady, and we'll check it out. Yeah. In the meantime, I've had the opportunity to partake in a Domino's pizza and a Coke. Yep, both are empty. And I will take my trash with me just as soon as my ride shows up. All right, hope everybody's had a great day. We'll catch up soon. Okay, everybody, we have made it to our final destination. This is Breezy Acres Hostel. Basically, a lady who did a through hike a few years ago decided to open up a hostel here, and most people are pretty grateful because there's not much here in terms of options. So this is a good service to the folks who hike through here. So it's hard to believe, because the weather is so beautiful today, that it's going to all turn bad. According to the forecast, about 5 a.m. it's going to come a downpour, and we're going to withstand a lot of rain for the next 2 days straight. I'm hoping there might be a break in the action. The lady who runs the place says sometimes the storm will go to one side of the mountain versus the other, and ultimately you end up with much better weather than forecasted. So hopefully that'll be the case for us. So we'll see. She's willing to take me out tomorrow. There's a couple of options where I could do 5 miles. If the weather's good enough, I could go out 17 miles and come back. So we'll just have to see what the weather holds. So as a matter of perspective, between where I'm standing now and the New Jersey state line is 36 miles. 36 miles is all this between me and New Jersey, which, if weather was good, you could almost do that in 2 days. In fact, I could do that in 2 days. But the next 2 days is a complete rain out. So this is kind of what I'm up against. Obviously, I'm a little frustrated by the whole thing, but there ain't much I can do to control the weather. We'll just see what we can do to make the best of the situation, and we'll know more as we get into the early hours tomorrow morning, and then see what our options are. So hopefully next time you see me, I'll be hitting the trail and making a few miles. So I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll look forward to talking to you first thing in the morning, hopefully.